Hi, my name is Maggie Walker, and I'm going to offer a very brief overview of some of the tools that Classcraft has to offer. Classcraft, if you don't know, is basically a tool that helps to gamify classroom and behavior management, and it also has some tools that you can use to incorporate lessons and actual class content. So we're going to log in here, and this will be where it'll take you. You can create a class if you have one. For our purposes, we're just going to use a demo class. So these are all of the students in the demo class. This is your class dashboard. And from here, you can mark students absent. And then if they come in later, you can mark them as present. It's just important to remember to do that. There will be games later on that will just randomly select students to answer questions, and so it's important to make sure that if somebody's not there, you mark them as absent so they won't come up. And in the class settings, we will see when you set up your class, it will ask you to select some skills that you want the class to focus on. So for this class, I had chosen collaboration and curiosity. And so these are the positive behaviors that the system generated to help cultivate those skills, being kind to others, trying something new, being curious. And then there are also negative behaviors that are generated. They're making choices that negatively impact the group, disrupting the class. And all of these you can edit or you can delete if you don't like all of these that were generated by the system. And then you can also add a positive or a negative behavior. So when students exhibit any of these positive behaviors, they will earn experience points and gold pieces. So experience points will help them earn crystals, which essentially give them the power to use something in the classroom. They can get a hint on a question, something like that. And then gold pieces will just sort of allow students to buy things to customize their characters a little bit more, and it can get them eventually pets if they buy all of the pieces in like a suit. And then the hearts are the repercussions for the negative behaviors. Students will have so many hearts when they start out, and it will take a minute for them to lose all of their hearts. The point of hearts is not to be too punitive, it's to give students a chance to basically self-correct and try to make sure that they don't run out of all of the hearts that they have. So we're going to go back to the class dashboard, and this is our class journey. I'm going to start us from the beginning and just kind of hit some of the high points or the tools that you'll actually be able to use in the class. So here we have a few. There is a stopwatch, a timer, volume meter, which I am going to show you how to use. So this will use your computer's microphone, and it tracks the noise level in the classroom. So we will try that. I have some ambience. And this, if they exceed what you decided was the appropriate level, then their reward will be cut in half. Okay, so they exceeded the level that was set one time, so now their reward is cut in half, but they still get something. And you can also put a timer on that if you want, if it's just for like until the end of class while people are finishing up. So that's the volume meter. There's a random picker, which will just randomly select students. If you're having trouble with participation or just the same people answering questions over and over, you can open up that and then you can blame the computer. And there is a quick review option if you need to review for a quiz. This teacher will have questions prepared, and then this will just allow students. We'll ask 2 questions. It will randomly pick students, and you're going to ask a question. This is the student who's going to answer the question. You'll ask it. If they get it wrong, they just miss. There's no repercussion for getting anything wrong. You'll ask another question. There's the student who's going to answer, and if they get it right, then they beat old Buckethead. And there we go. And now, in the exploration phase, there's not anything really huge that I wanted to hit on except for Quest. All of these are interesting to look at if you're curious, but I want to look at Quest because it's a really cool feature here. So I'm going to show just like a quick section of this video because it explains it better than I can.
Classcraft quests are a fully customizable feature that allows you to turn your lessons that you're already teaching into a learning adventure. You can think of a quest as a whole lesson plan. For example, if you teach history and starting a chapter on World War I, you can make every lesson, assignment, and activity you've planned a part of a quest. Quest allows for students to experience personalized and self-paced learning, getting them engaged and motivated as they see each task as an opportunity instead of a chore. If you need to...
Okay, so that's basically what quests are, and you can create your own, or they have some pre-made ones, which is in the Quest Marketplace. I'm going to just pick one to look at very quickly. And so we will select to import it to the demo class. And then this is the land of figurative language that we chose. These are all the different points that we're going to hit. And each of them have a story aspect, and then you will unlock more story as you move on. They all have a task assigned to them. You can add discussions if you want. And then this is where you can allow it to be self-paced if students want to move on at their own speed. So quests are pretty cool. Definitely could do like a whole video on quests, but we don't have time for that. And then these are more, this will give you more information. Students can choose to be different classes. There are guardians, there are healers, and there are mages, and it just gives each class has a different edge to it. So it's important mainly when you're forming teams that you know what students are. You want to not have like all healers on one team and all mages on another. You kind of want it to be a little more evenly spread out. So we've already kind of gone over the negative behaviors and the hearts. And the last thing I really wanted to look at is this formative review, which is a more intensive review than the last one that we looked at. So they have one here. I have one that I just made up, but you can create your own. And then you can add your questions. Here you can select them to be short answer or multiple choice. And I'm just going to get out of here and use the one that I'd already done. So you can battle with students, or you can do a team if you want. So we'll start the battle here. And we have the random student. So the student will answer out loud. They don't answer through here. If they answer correctly, bam, killed the boss. So that is a very hurried overview of some of the key aspects in Classcraft that I thought were the coolest. There's plenty more to explore for sure. I have a free account that I use the demo class for, so if you're curious about it at all, I strongly encourage you to look into it. But there's a lot of potential here, and thanks for watching.